morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a little bit of a look at, well, really confirmation and extra information about something we talked about the other day. You see, the other day I told you about a couple of new trademarks, Snow Hazard and Clayburst. And I told you that I thought that was going to be a double set for the Pokemon TCG. And I told you that I thought it was going to feature two of the legendary Pokemon. Well, yeah, good news, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, I've been doing this long enough now, although, just to be clear, I have no interest in quitting anytime soon, but I've been doing this long enough now that I totally nailed it. I was right. Yay! Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, it turns out that we've now seen listings on some Japanese websites. Shout out to lovely Primalugia over at Poker Guardian for helping us with this. And what we've seen is not only that we do have confirmation that it is a double set, but we also have confirmation that they do feature the Pokemon we assumed they were going to feature. Now, and a little bit about some gym leaders as well. We'll get to that in a moment. Unfortunately, what I do need to tell you here is what I told you the other day. The games have been out for a few weeks now, and sets are starting to be listed with Pokemon names on. What that means is I kind of have to show you the Pokemon. And I'm very sorry about that, but that's the way it is. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of have to show you the Pokemon. So, if you really don't want to see a couple of the legendary Pokemon from later on in Scarlet and Violet, I suppose I'm going to have to say bye, although that would make me very, very sad. But I'm going to have to show you two of the legendary Pokemon in order to talk about this game. I apologize. Because you see, what we've got are the names Snow Hazard and Clayburst. And I told you that Snow Hazard sounded an awful lot like it was going to be Chien-Pao, the legendary Pokemon, the one that is Ice and Darkness type. And I told you that Clay Hazard sounded a lot like Ting-Lu, which was the Ground and Darkness type new legendary Pokemon from kind of later on in the game. Now, I suppose I do have to say that we haven't actually had confirmation that the sets feature those Pokemon, but we have seen listings for the double set Snow Hazard and Clayburst, and we've also seen listings for Ting-Lu sleeves and deck box and Chien-Pao sleeves and deck box. And we know how this works at this stage, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen this a million times before. When Lost Abyss came out, you will notice that the poster child of the set, so to speak, is Giratina. And what did we get at the same time Lost Abyss was released? We had sleeves and a deck box featuring Giratina. Incidentally, they did feature the art from the booster pack of Lost Abyss, so it is overwhelmingly likely that essentially that is what this is going to be. These are going to be sleeves and a deck box featuring the Chien-Pao artwork from Snow Hazard and the Ting-Lu artwork from Clayburst. That is, again, it's one of these things, it's not confirmed, but it's definitely happening because it fits the pattern so absolutely beautifully. Okay, sounds good to me. Sounds very good to me. But we've also heard that there are going to be a couple of gym leaders that are featured as well. Now, the one that makes sense to me is Snow Hazard that features Chien-Pao and Grusha. This makes perfect sense to me. Because, of course, Snow Hazard, very, very snowy, and Grusha is one of the gym leaders on Glasdea Mountain, and she is actually the Ice-type gym leader. She is the one that has the Ice-type Pokemon. So this all makes absolutely perfect sense, and yeah, this is kind of like a slam dunk, right? This is perfect. This works. We like it. Job's a good un. Go team. However, the one we've seen for Clayburst doesn't really make a huge amount of sense, if I'm honest with you. So we've got the gym leader, Iono, and she's the lightning type gym leader, or electric type. Electric in the games, lightning in the TCG. And she's an influencer, so I should probably like her, 'cause she's kind of like me, or at least same job-wise. And yeah, bit weird. Although, burst, electricity, I can see it. Like, I can see Snow Hazard basically being, yo, it's snow, get the snow legendary and the ice gym leader in, boom, job's a good un. Whereas with Clay Burst, like, hey, get Ting-Lu, he's the clay one, you know, clay pot and all of that. We need a gym leader as well. Yeah, I don't know. Why? I don't really know. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense. I do appreciate the irony here that Ting-Lu is a ground type and immune to electric attacks, and being paired in a set with the lightning type gym leader. Little bit weird to me, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Little bit weird to me. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Just something I find a little bit interesting. So, that's basically what we seem to have. We seem to have Snow Hazard that comes as a double set featuring Chien-Pao and Grusha. And we've got Clay Burst, which is a double set featuring Ting-Lu and Iono. That seems to be what we've got. And double sets make a lot of sense. Of course, we know that Scarlet and Violet is debuting as a double set. Again, that hasn't been officially revealed. I'm thinking it might be revealed this coming weekend. There is a very good chance it's going to be revealed this weekend, where we'll actually have the set reveal, the artwork, the first Pokemon cards, etc. So do make sure you're subscribed and following along so I can tell you all about it if and when it's revealed. But there is a big tournament in Japan this weekend. It makes way too much sense that the reveal would come then. Not promising, but saying it's moderately likely. So what that means is that we got a double set for Scarlet and Violet, and then we're just following up with another double set here. It is important to note that when we say double set, we mean two separate sets released together on the same day. So, for instance, we already know, and again, I suppose it's not 100% confirmed, but it basically is, we know that if you want to get Miraidon, you're going to have to buy Violet EX, and if you want to get Koraidon, you're going to have to buy Scarlet EX. Because they're only going to be in those sets. Do remember that when we talk about these double sets, they do have completely different set lists. There's no overlap. Well, okay, occasionally you get like evolving Pokemon that are shared between the two. But generally speaking, there's no kind of shared cards between them. They're completely separate. But they are released on the same day. And they are essentially designed to work as, you know, one big set, but split into two. And it actually works really, really nicely, because if I'm trying to make a Miraidon deck, as an example, well, great news, I just buy packs of Violet. And I don't worry about buying packs of Scarlet, and, you know, other way round as well. And yes, I know we would actually buy singles, but you get where I'm going with this. This makes perfect sense, and I love it. And actually, we're getting into double sets a little bit earlier, because we had a bunch of double sets in the Sword and Shield era. We had a whole bunch of them. But after we had Sword and Shield, we waited a while over in Japan before we started up again with double sets. Sword and Shield 1 was Sword and Shield, that was a double set. And we didn't see another double set until we got to Sword and Shield 5, which was Single Strike Master and Rapid Strike Master. Now, we did actually then see a bunch of double sets from then on. We actually, Single Strike Master and Rapid Strike Master, Sword and Shield 5, started off a run of 3 sets in a row being doubles. There doesn't seem to be much of a pattern when we're looking at what's a double set and what's a single set. I don't really know is the honest answer. There is another question here, and that is, and I'm not going to show these to you if you don't want to see them, but we know that Chien-Pao and Ting-Lu are 2/4, 1/2 of that legendary quartet, which comes into the story of Sword and Shield. Again, I'm really trying to go for as little we can spoiler-wise here. But what about the other two? Are they coming, is this set bringing all of them in? Which would make sense. Or are we just getting some of them here, and then, the next set after this is going to bring in the other pair? And the answer is, I don't know. Of course, we can't look to Sword and Shield, because Sword and Shield didn't have any, a little set, a trio, quartet, whatever, of endgame legendaries. That just didn't exist. But we did have that for Sun and Moon. And we didn't have to wait very long at all, Because remember that Guardians Rising was our Sun and Moon 2 set, which was bringing in the equivalent Japanese sets, and that already brought in all of the Island Guardians. So they did bring them all in together. So I don't know is the honest answer. I don't think we've really got enough information to guess one way or the other. What I do know is we've got this coming, and I am absolutely delighted. I am frankly, ladies and gentlemen, hyped. But I want to know what you think. I want to know your predictions. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts where I answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Danger Morales, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now, and is a very lovely person. So thank you for all the support, and thank you for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.